Hey guys, my name is Henry. I'm a group class instructor here at All Dogs Allowed. I have with me Apricot. He's a 10-month-old puppy from Best Friends Pet Adoption. He's going to be helping us out today as we go over some cooperative care. So we're going to be playing a brand new game to Apricot today. This is called Touch Treat. For this game, we're going to need naked dog, so I recommend taking all equipment off, all harnesses, leashes, and collars. And then you're going to need some treats in a treat pouch. So to start this game, I recommend separating your two hands, one being the touch hand. This is going to be the hand that's going to be touching our dogs in our calm way. And then this is going to be the treat hand, just to make it clear for them. And what we're looking for as we play this game is reacting and reading our dog's body language to make sure that they are totally comfortable with everything that we're doing, and pairing that with our positive reinforcement, our treats. So if at any point your dog shows signs that they are uncomfortable, go ahead and stop, take note of whatever body part or part of them that you've touched, and give them a break, give them some space, and maybe take it slower. So we'll break it down step by step to make sure that we're going as slow as needed for whatever level that they're already at.
Good job.
So when we play this game, I like to say we're going to work nose to tail. So we're going to target specific zones to touch our dogs and gauge their reaction to, starting in the front and working all the way back. So if we're going to start with the nose, I'm going to have my touch hand and my treat hand. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to touch Apricot's nose. I'm going to see if I can get him to lay down on the ground to start. And then I'm going to pair that with a treat. This is not a game where you need to use your marker to mark and reward. We're not really asking for any behavior in particular. We're just trying to pair that touch with that positive reinforcement, and then we're going to work our way back if it's ever too much for Apricot. But he seemed to be pretty good with that, so we'll do another round of that. So when I play this game, as a general rule, I like to aim for 5 repetitions per body part. You can offer some soothing praise. Anything that's not going to be conflicting with your marker word is fine. Good job. One more. Good job. Wow, he's showing off. Super relaxed. So that was 5 repetitions of touching his nose, and you could see he even got lower as we worked our way towards that 5th rep. So that's a really good sign that he's super comfortable with it. So after the nose, I like to do the ears. Ears are super important for getting them comfortable with touching, especially we have these dogs where their ears kind of fold forward. They're going to be more prone to things like ear infections. So being able to not only touch their ears like that, but maybe hold an ear up, inspect inside, look for things like redness, weird smells, that yeasty smell. Just get into the habit of checking your dog's ears, making sure they look and feel and smell normal, and making sure your dog's okay with it. And again, he's maintaining this relaxed position. I'm going to do the other ear now. Good job. And he's not giving me any signs that this is too much. Job. So he stood up right there. That's probably a good sign that he needs a little break. So all we're going to do is have a little party over here, and then we can continue the relaxation protocol, cooperative care, once he gets a little bit of a break. So our dog's feet are another super important body part. We want to make sure they're very comfortable with having handled, contacted, looked at. So you guys are probably familiar with some of the care that our dogs need for their feet. Nail trims are the biggest one. Super important that our dogs are comfortable as they can be with nail trims. So this is a great way to get them used to having their feet contacted, looked at. I'm starting super slow with Apricot, touching the top of the foot. That's a great way to start this if you have dogs that are a little reluctant about having their feet fully picked up and looked at to start. You can definitely work your way up to that. I also like to gauge front half, back half. Some dogs have bigger feelings if they can see what's going on, so the front might be harder. Some dogs, it's the opposite. They might be a little bit more comfortable if they can't really tell what's going on. They just kind of feel it. So that'll depend on your dog, whether they're, good job, front half or back half is the more comfortable place to start, but whatever it is, start where they are, where it's easiest for them. So, some signs to look for body language wise that this might be too much for our dogs, that they're not enjoying this, that we're moving too fast. Any of the tense body language that we see sometimes with uncomfortable dogs. So if their ears, normally they're relaxed, kind of like apricots, if they're kind of tucked, we call that pinned back. Tail is a really good body language indicator for a lot of dogs. So if they're standing or sitting and it's really tucked underneath them. Obviously, if they get up and move physically away from you as you motion towards them for any of these motions, that's a really great sign that they're a little bit uncomfortable. You might be moving too fast. And then any lip licking, if their eyes are kind of glancing at you and then glancing away as you're moving towards them, these can all be little indications that they're a little bit uncomfortable and we may need to take it a little bit slower. Good job.
Okay.
So, if you ever get into a situation where you're moving too fast, your dog shows signs that they're uncomfortable, or that they just need a break, that maybe you've been going for long enough where they need a break, one thing that I like to do, you saw we did sort of a reset party over here, so just doing something fun with them. Up and over here, maybe just tossing some treats, having them find it. If you can get them to sniff around in something like a snuffle mat, that's a great way to take a break. If you have a dog that's more reluctant about the beginning stages of any of these body parts, one thing I like to do is break down this behavior to super basic levels. So before contact, we're just going to get our dogs used to gesturing towards them in anticipation of contact. So if Apricot was reluctant about having his ears touched at all I'm going to do is start with moving my hand towards Apricot like I would touch his ears, but not actually making contact. Very nice. And you can see he's maintaining this kicked hip in this down position as I'm reaching my hand forward. He's not kind of lurching away. Gave me a little lick there. So you can see I'm reaching my hand towards Apricot. He's not really showing any signs that he's uncomfortable with it, and I'm not making any contact. I'm just gesturing towards him. Very good. And this would be a good sign if you had a dog that was now comfortable with this. We can work our way towards contact of the ear after that. But again, if your dog shows signs of discomfort, you can always work your way back through that chain, back to just the gesturing towards their ears. So definitely feel free to move backwards and forwards at whatever level your dog is at.